Good morning, Aries. This is going to be your September reading. I hope everybody is doing well. Got me some new internet. I'm so excited. My videos have been super speedy uploading. Internet's kind of been an issue for me with a very slow connection, so I'm really excited about that. Hope everybody had a great holiday weekend. And I'm excited about giving you the best possible reading today. I'm using my Goddess deck. It took me forever to figure out how to read. This was like the second deck I ever owned. My Mermaid was the first one. And I was really glad that I got those mermaids because they were really, really easy to read. This deck someone gave to me and it was a little challenging. But I have mastered it now, and I was divinely guided to use this deck for my September readings. So here I am. In the month of September, if anybody wants a personal reading, personal paid reading, those are going to be $30. I'll include in the description of the video my email address. All right, give me Energy Oracle card for Aries. Energy Oracle card for Aries. My mother was an Aries. Every time I do the Aries readings, I'm reminded of her. She's no longer in physical form now. And my best friend is an Aries. I understand Aries. In fact, I'm a Scorpio and it's supposed to be that an Aries is supposed to be my perfect match, but anyhow. And we got two. I need to get a taller table. All right, one more, and I'm going to use my fairy deck. And what I've been doing with the cards is I haven't been focusing so much on what the meaning's supposed to be traditionally with the tarot card with like the suit or whatever. I've just been literally just reading the energy of the card. So with that being said, I've been giving better readings. Higher power. Now, so many people, it depends on how you were raised. We all were raised differently, and we all were raised with different religions, different beliefs. We all have our very own higher power, whether it be God, Jesus, Buddha, Allah. But what you're being asked to do is to take back your power, your own co-creative power that you've been given with the universe. Because, you know, as a single soul, you are part of this intricate, complete universe of souls. And we're all connected by the same consciousness, believe it or not. I mean, I know it's hard to believe, especially when you see people in like really, really low vibrations. But we're all at our own level of consciousness. So you are being asked to tap into your own co-creative power. I'm not taking away from God's or, you know, a higher power, but you're being asked to recognize that you yourself have the power to create whatever type of reality that you want with your belief system. So, and you're being asked to tap into that. And how do you do that? You do that through meditation. You do that by aligning to your own soul. And you align to your own soul by stripping away anything that no longer resonates. And sometimes this can be your belief system. That is part of maturing, is questioning things that you were taught as a child. And so this seems to pretty much be the theme with the collective consciousness, not just Aries, not just Scorpio, but the collective consciousness of humanity right now. Expectation. There is a waiting energy with this. And I feel like this has to do with this card as well. So many people will sit and pray and beg for and plead for something and then wait for it. What you have to do is you have to believe and you have to know that what it is that you are working on manifesting in your life is already yours. And you do this by knowing that everything, you have all the power within you to create. And when you acknowledge or you beg or you wait for something, it's kind of a stagnant energy because you're acknowledging that you don't have the thing that you're trying to manifest. When you're asking for it, guess what? You're acknowledging that you don't have it. And the universe matches vibrations. Whereas if you know things, like if you sit down and you come up with a list of things that you know to be true, and it can involve your manifestations, and you believe it and you walk and talk like it's yours and you have gratitude, this is how it will come to you. It will never come to you by just waiting. And, you know, and I feel like a lot of this has to do with your love life. And I know, especially for women, so many women are just sitting up and just waiting on, you know, Mr. Right, or waiting on their lover to return, or, you know, just this lighthouse of you know, long suffering and sacrifice. And the energy to be on in is to live, continue living, have your own interest, have your own hobbies, be independent, meet your own needs. And this is a very attractive energy. And, you know, for men, take what resonates, because we all do that. It's human nature. Alchemy. And this is more spiritual alchemy. Spiritual alchemy is taking lower vibrations and shifting your perspective. So let's say, for example, something comes up and you feel some kind of way about it. Like, you know, this is a bad situation. You know, why do things always like this happen to me? The way that you would use spiritual alchemy in that particular situation would be like, you know what, I don't know why this has happened, but there's a reason for it, because it would not have shown up, because the universe makes no mistakes. It would not have shown up if it were not supposed to. And even though I can't see why now, maybe 3 months from now, it'll make sense. But I just need to accept it, accept the fact that the universe doesn't make mistakes, accept the fact that this is something my soul wanted for me. This was a lesson that I attracted. This was something, you know, and it could be to teach you patience. It could be to teach you forgiveness, because you got to understand the reason why we were incarnated into these meat suits was to experience, was to have these experiences. We don't want to bypass them, because that would defeat the whole purpose of why we're here. Woman holding a heart. So there's quite a bit of like love type energy coming through. There's something going on in your love life. And it has to do with this waiting energy and expectations. Love may not look the way you expect it to, and your lover may not move the way that you want them to, because you are two separate individuals. You've had different experiences, and they may not, like I said, they may not move or speak or act in a way that you feel like someone who loves you should. And I'm not saying like abusively, or I'm not saying, you know, treating you badly. I'm just saying kind kind of like love languages. Like maybe and I really haven't gotten much into like love languages, but I've been seeing a lot of it lately on social media. But maybe when you are in love with somebody, maybe you shower them with gifts. Maybe you shower them with attention. And maybe they're the opposite. Maybe they're not real expressive, or, you know, the way that they were raised was differently than you. So you're being asked to kind of release these expectations of how you expect love or your lover to look, because the message that's coming through is that this is a mutual connection, but there are some differences. There could be cultural differences, different upbringing coming to the table with. You could be involved with a fire sign. You're going to have some kind of epiphany, something that is going to be clarity on a situation. And maybe even from this reading, you know, especially when I was talking about love languages and not expecting someone to act just like you are two different individuals, that this is a mutual connection. But I feel like this clarity is going to come through with your ideology, ways that you have been believing, ways that you have been moving, that maybe you're going to shift your perspective, and this is going to be individual to each person, and realize, you know what, maybe this doesn't work anymore. And that is part of shedding beliefs and shedding ideology and shedding patterns of behavior and thought that you have been in that no longer resonate with you. Being more open-minded. So to clarify that card, we have jealousy, envy, punishment, changing course. So you have been jealous, maybe your partner's been jealous. Take what resonates. But there has been jealousy in your connection. And understand, and I always trigger people when I say this, but human beings are not naturally monogamous. They're just not. In fact, if you would really look around, people really struggle with monogamy in their relationships. They really do. Not everybody. I mean, there are monogamous people out there. But it's something that doesn't come naturally to people. It's something that's really been forced. It's part of societal conditioning and convention. You know, back in the day, you know, like think about like the kings and queens of old. You know, the king had several wives or not wives, but, you know, like, I don't know what you call them, like concubines, had like, you know, his queen, and then he had, you know, his playthings. And then, you know, the queen, she might have her, you know, little boy toy or whatever. I mean, that's just how they moved. But yet they still ruled the kingdom together. I look at it like this all the time. And now am I saying that you should, you know, like be like polyamorous or have an open relationship or anything like that? No, but what I'm saying is this. What you resist persists. Shift your perspective. Release this jealousy, because anything that's showing up right now is to help you release this fear. Because jealousy is nothing but fear. What somebody else is doing, saying, thinking, feeling when they're not with you should not make you or break you. It shouldn't destroy you. It shouldn't ruin your world, so to speak. It shouldn't, you know, destroy how you feel about yourself, because you should be solid in that. That's their shit. You got your shit. They got their shit. And when you don't resist this, when you are independent, when you've got your own things going on and you're not worried about this all the time, guess what happens? It's no longer a thing. It's no longer a thing in your world, because you're not resisting it. You're not worried about it. You're not putting energy into it. So that is the best way to get what you want. Not by, you know, being fearful and kind of throwing a fit about it or blaming or anything like that. Just being unbothered. Being unbothered by things is the single best way for shit to shift. Trust me. We have courage. So you're being asked to have courage to face your fears right now, your deepest insecurities, and that is why this is showing up. People are lessons. People come into our lives to teach us. And this is really showing you to really work on yourself, to really work on your self-worth, and have this courage to face your fears. So if you get out with your friends, have interest. Do not make this other person the focus of your universe. Don't do it. Because when you make this single person the focus of your universe, they have the power to make you or break you or destroy you. And that's not a good foundation for a partnership. And if it is like this right now, like with this, maybe they have other people that they're seeing, or you're scared that they have other people that they're seeing. You know what? Just move differently. Decide that, we'll be friends with benefits for a while. You do your thing, I do my thing. Watch things change, especially ladies. Watch things change. Like I said, have other people in your life besides just this person. This is the guidance that's coming through. 2 hearts, 1 soul. It does say sisterhood here, but I always read this card as like a twin flame card. Maybe you're on a twin flame journey. I have been for 4 years. I've kind of released the title of Twin Flame Journey because it's nothing more than the true spiritual journey. He was just the catalyst for my awakening. And so I really get this here because I had to work through that myself. And I know what I'm talking about, what works. I mean, it might be triggering to hear it from me, but trust me, that's what this is here for. And the twin flame is here to reflect your insecurities. They're reflective. And there's going to be a lot of growth with this particular situation. And that's what it's for. It's not really about romance, but it's an inner journey. They're just the catalyst for it all. So if you could kind of look at it that way. Isolation. So yeah, there is a lot of fear. I'm sensing, picking up on this dark night of the soul. Lots of, so-called depression, which depression is nothing more than a dark night of the soul of, shedding that ego. All of a sudden you're like, man, you're face to face facing your shit. And all of a sudden you don't even know who you are anymore. And it can be terrifying. That's the reason why meditation is going to be very important for you, to just sit and meditate and get out of your head and stop the overthinking. Overthinking is what puts you here. But you're really being asked to kind of get out and kind of mingle and make friends, hobbies, interests. For somebody, they're going to start a new job, and that will be a catalyst, so to speak, for growth also, because, you'll kind of be able to take your mind off of what's all this shit that's going on. Fertility. I mean, somebody could actually be having a baby, and maybe that's where a lot of this is coming in. Maybe, like I said, you're having a baby together. Somebody's, gotten pregnant. And that, I remember those days. That's really rough because you're really in your feelings. You're really emotional. But this could also be the birth of new ideas, new opportunities. Like I said, I'm picking up on the fact that somebody is about to start a new job. Maybe you have a business plan, you're about to start a business. But lots of opportunities for growth, new things coming your way. This is fertile. This is a fertile energy. We have the Balance card. Now, I do feel like this could very easily go along with this card here, with this twin flame card. If you have met your twin flame in physical form, understand each and every one of us, we were created in twos so that we could experience duality. So every one of us has a twin flame, but you may or may not meet them in this physical lifetime. But if you have, and I'm sensing that, you know, someone has, if not a few of you, it's all about balance. You have to release that fear-based energy, and you have to balance it out with love. And that's where that alchemy card comes in at. I don't know what I did with it, but yeah, alchemy. That's where that alchemy card comes in at. You're balancing that fear and you're replacing it. You're removing that fear and you're replacing it with love. Be real careful about information on the internet because, I mean, I ran into a lot of false shit and I blew a bunch of money on bullshit that I never meant to. You don't have to spend any money on this journey. If, you know, this is the journey that you are on. All you have to do is just face your shit and just keep removing the fears and replacing it with love. I do have a page on Facebook, Tracy Sunshine Porter, where I talk about different things that, you know, could help. So you're welcome to follow me there. Bliss, contentment, satisfaction, security. This is what you long for. And you can have this. You can have this bliss. You can have the security. But in order to have this, you can't look to somebody else for it. This has to be something you find within yourself. Once you find this within yourself, you achieve this balance. You cannot be doing this to be with another person. This has nothing to do with anyone but you. You have to balance out those fears. You have to be courageous enough to face them. And really, it's a matter of shifting your consciousness, of recognizing, taking back your power from people you've given your power to, and realizing that everything that you need is within you. This is an attractive energy, and you can attract anything you want with this energy here. But you have to do it for yourself in order to achieve this bliss and the security that you long for. Well, Aries, this is your September reading. Thank you very much for watching.